in the continuing review. Each resignation accepted is based on a careful assessment of whether the standards set by the President for efficiency and leadership have been met. Some have delivered, others have not. The following officials have been informed that their resignations have been accepted. The first one, Solicitor General Bernardo I. Guevara. He is to be replaced by UP Law Dean Darlene Berberabe. Dean Berberabe will enter the service as the new Solicitor General. She took her oath this morning before the President on the strength of her broad experience as an academic and legal professional. She graduated summa cum laude in philosophy in the University of the Philippines and was the class salutatorian in 1999 of the UP College of Law. While she was a student, she already worked at the Kizumbing Torres law firm. She later joined Procter & Gamble as general counsel. In 2010, she assumed as the chief executive officer of the Pag-ibig Fund, and there she became known for her transformational leadership, good governance, integrity, and excellence. Her strong philosophy background will help her use the wisdom and the ethical leadership she has gained from deep reflection and rigorous study to competently perform her tasks as the Solicitor General. The second whose resignation is accepted is the resignation of CHED Chair J. Prospero E. De Vera III. She will be replaced by CHED Commissioner Shirley Agrupis. We are grateful for the service. No, there is another one that I will have to announce. The PNP Chief. Oh, bakit? The incoming PNP Chief is Police Major General Nicolas D. Torre III. The turnover of command will happen June 2nd. We are grateful for the service of those who are stepping down. A smooth transition is being implemented to ensure continuity and stability in their respective institutions. This is not a purge, let me remind you of that. This effort is the President's commitment to a government that works fast, delivers results, and meets the expectations of the Filipino people. As the President has said, he will not hesitate to make the necessary changes to keep the government moving forward. Thank you. I will now take your questions.
Yosores, Radio 630.
Hello. Good afternoon po, ES. Ano po kaya yung naging rason ni President Marcos Jr. doon po sa pagtanggap niya ng courtesy resignation ni Solgen Guevara?
Well, si Solgen Guevara has been there since the beginning, no? And maybe it is time for him to go to another venture. And so the President accepted his resignation to allow for fresh blood to come in.
One follow-up lang po. If I may point, sir, last March, Solgen Guevara recused himself to represent the Philippine government na mag-represent po doon sa cases filed at the Supreme Court ng children ni former President Duterte in relation po sa pag-arrest sa kanya ng ICC. Naka-apekto po ba yun as factor kung bakit tinanggap po ng Pangulo yung resignation?
Oh, I don't think that was a factor at all, because if you recall, there was a strong clamor for the termination or removal of Solicitor Guevara at the time. The public perception that gave rise to this clamor must have been about his taking the opposite side of the issue. But you know, he and the president had a conversation about this, and the president respected his ethical decision to recuse. Now, if there was a reservation about his professionalism at that time, the president could have already removed him. But the president continued to repose trust in him. So up to the decision to accept his resignation, Solicitor General Guevara was still there.
Next question, Chloe Hofana, Business World.
Good afternoon, ES.
Good afternoon.
How many GOCC heads submitted their resignations already and ilan pong total na hinihintay natin?
Practically all GOCCs or their leaderships have submitted, but we are still awaiting for the submission of other GOCCs. The GCG actually is on top of this situation. It has issued a memorandum, and although that memorandum said that the GOCC resignation should come through us, we will make it clear to the GCG that only the heads of the agencies, the resignation of the heads of agencies should be reviewed by us, and the GOCCs are anyway under an annual term basis. And it is about this time, June, that the GCG reviews the performance of the respective boards of the GOCCs. I cannot give you the exact number now because it increases every day.
Sir, follow-up question. How would the resignations impact their operations?
Well, there is no appreciable impact at all, negative at that, because all these people who offer their courtesy resignations are expected to continue performing their functions, discharging their duties until their replacements have been appointed. And that is expected of all public servants. No one abandons because that is part of the obligation of a public servant.
And last question from me, sir. Could this signal potential policy shifts or realignment in state-run corporations that might affect private sector partnerships or public-private joint ventures?
No, not at all. The stability of policies will continue. The policy directions have been issued to these offices by the President and the governing or the supervising cabinet secretaries. So there is a clear path for all of them to see, to follow, and to traverse.
Thank you, sir.
Ace Romero, Philippine Star.
Secretary, good afternoon. Maaari bang humingi kami ng detalye bakit po si General Torre na 2-star general ang napili ng Pangulo bilang susunod na hepe ng PNP?
Wala akong may bigay na detalye dyan. Ano? You know, the appointment of elements of the officers of the PNP, there has to be kept confidential. Okay? We should respect that confidentiality. But it's the President's discretion, which I consider to be absolute because he is actually the, well, you cannot consider that Commander-in-Chief kasi civilian yan, no? Pero more or less, ganun. No one can question the use of that discretion, call it inscrutable. But right now, the considerations that weighed in the choice of General Torre should be respected.
Kasi he oversaw many high-profile operations, including yung kay Pastor Kibuloy and then recently yung kay yung pag-aresto kay former President Duterte. May kinalaman po kaya yung naging handling niya ng mga ganong operations sa naging choice ng Pangulo?
Hindi ko masasabi yan dahil alam mo si Presidente always demands performance. Kahit na ano yung pinagawa sa iyo, you must have you must exhibit some high degree level of performance. So maybe that is one. I'm not going to discount that. But there may be other qualities of General Torre that he might have considered in comparison to the qualities of those others who were not given this responsibility.
Salamat po.
Eden Santos, Net 25.
Good afternoon po, ES. Yung pong pagkaka-appoint ni General Torre, naasahan po ba na magkakaroon ng mga demoralization or sa hanay po ng PNP yung pagkaka-appoint po sa kanya
Bakit
ng Pangulo?
naman?
Dahil kung titingnan po yung mga background po ng iba pang contender, hindi po kaya magdulot ito ng problema sa hanay?
Palagay ko naman hindi. Dahil professional yung mga hanay ng kapulisan. No? They're all very great professionals. They're very decorated individuals. So they just follow what the commander-in-chief or what the president desires.
So hindi po naman ito reward sa kanya, another reward ng Pangulo, yung kanyang
Alam mo, lahat ng promotion reward yan. Ano? But most promotions are given on merit. So let us assume that this was given on merit because, it was not an easy decision on the part of the president. He considered, to my recollection, 5 names. No? And you must probably have an idea of who those 5 were. But as of this time, the decision was already made and it favored Police Major General Torre. By the time he accepts this appointment, he will have the 4 stars. That is the regulatory rank, the stars.
Thank you po.
Ira Panganiban, DZRJ.
Yes, General Torre will be serving 1 year and 9 months, if my calculations are correct. That means he will be one of the longest chief of the Philippine National Police to serve. Does this mean there are going to be more of activities that he has been doing in the past that we can expect in the future, like what happened to the KOJC, the Duterte incident, and all other incidents that General Torre has been involved in?
Well, let him show to us. I do not understand too well the question. No? Performance is always depending on the situation. In these kinds of operations of the police, he was given an assignment, yung KOJ ang sinasabi mo. He went at it like it was an ordinary thing, very professional. So we should praise him for that. There may be other situations like arresting a kidnapper. That's another kind of operation. So let us not judge a person on the basis of one that he had done very excellently. Baka yung next na kanya, palpak siya. Ibig sabihin nun, it's not going to be easy for us to predict.
Follow up lang. So, serving for a year and 9 months, the longest I remember of a chief PNP serving very long is something like 6, 7 months, 8 months at most. A year and 9 months. Does this mean better stability for the Philippine National Police, considering that you are going to have a chief that is going to serve for quite some time now, na matutuloy-tuloy yung mga proyekto nila?
Look at it this way. All PNP chiefs serve at the pleasure of the president, whether they have a term or not. If the president wants to terminate them, he could do that. But let us just expect that General Torre will be there until the end. That's all I can say. Will be there performing his best until the end. Everybody of us would like to do that ourselves.
Thank you, sir.
Ivan Mayrina, GMA Integrated News.
Yes, good afternoon. May we know the reason why the president accepted the resignation of Ched Chair Popoy de Vera?
Well, as far as I know, no? Because the thinking of the president is his own thinking. As far as I know, although this is not the official reason, uh, si Ched Chair de Vera has been there for 2 terms na. Second term niya na ito. Maybe the president wanted to give a fresh start to the Ched. Or maybe there were other reasons. Hindi natin madi-discount that may factor dyan yung mga intramurals dun sa Ched. I do not know. I cannot particularize because I am just generally aware of those particulars. A collegial body like the Ched always comes under such pressure from within. No? But I'm not going to say that that was the reason. I'm just guessing that that played a lot in the replacement. Acceptance of the resignation.
Any more questions for the Executive Secretary? Christian Usores.
Sir, one last na lang po. Balikan ko lang po yung sa Solicitor General. Meron po bang initial na marching orders or instructions si President kay Attorney Berberabe as the new Solgen?
Well, the best thing that I could say about this is she took her oath this morning already, and that is a very strong indication of confidence on the part of the President. I am not privy if the President and the new Solicitor General had any lengthy conversation on any marching orders. But it is expected that the new Solicitor General, being a brilliant and intellectual person, must have understood her clear task of defending the interests of the Philippine government. The Solicitor General is the statutory counsel of the Philippine government. And she must now stand equal to that job, to that responsibility. I expect no less from her, as the President certainly does. So we look forward to working with her.
Vance Fernandez, Police Files.
Sir, I'm eager to know who provoked the President na magkaroon ng ganitong courtesy resignation.
Yung provoke, yung
Yes.
results of the election.
Sinong nag-ano?
Wala. The President is a very spontaneous person. If you had observed him, he has never been confrontational. But, he is a very sensitive person. Like all of us. So, when we are given a message from others, we react. Now, I think the President should be given that human side of the... this is his response to what he probably observed during the elections. We must deliver more. We must deliver more. So, he is undergoing this performance check on all of us in the cabinet as well as in the positions of leadership in the agencies and offices. So that is how I see it.
We know that the President is a soft-spoken. Kesa naman, sir, na mapapahiya na sisibakin na lang bigla. Mas mabuting nangyaring ganitong yung courtesy resignation.
Yes, the President is a very patient. Ayoko nang sabihin na tolerant. What we expect from him is his true self, showing of his true personality. He's very decisive. I will just tell you that. He's very decisive about things. He's very focused, and based on my working with him closely in the past 3 years, nearly 3 years na, he will never back down from any controversy. He confronts the controversy, not the person, the controversy. So I hope that answers your query.
Once again, Eden Santos, Net 25.
ES, Hindi po hair follicle test ito, ES Yun lang pong kasi si General Torre po ay na-appoint na as PNP chief. How about yun pong courtesy resignation ng iba pang mga involved dun sa illegal arrest di umano ni dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Yung resignation po ni na DILG Secretary, DOJ Secretary Remullaz, are we expecting na sa mga susunod na araw ay meron
No.
na rin pong
Well,
yung resulta?
I do not like your qualification of the arrest as illegal. No, that is an opinionated statement made by somebody. I will not name who she is. But from our point of view, the arrest was perfectly legal according to according to international law. We have debated that in the public domain for a long time. But no one can tell me now that that was an illegal operation, procedure, or you know, when these representatives of the executive were invited to the Senate investigation called by the Committee on Foreign Affairs, I immediately transmitted a letter telling the Senate President and the chairman of that committee that we are going to claim executive privilege for all the parts that are covered by executive privilege. They respected it, and if they concluded from there that the arrest was illegal, I cannot help them at all.
That was the
Question
last
po.
question.
Yeah, but
Thank
the
you very
question
much.
po is yung assessment po yung sa performance nila ng Pangulo, kailan po natin na inaasahang babanggitin kung tinanggap ba ng Pangulo yung resignation po nila or hindi?
Sino sila?
Si Secretary Boying Remulla
Ay,
and Secretary
Declined yung resignation niyan. Sino pa?
si Secretary John Vic Remulla.
Declined din.
How about the Secretary Anyo?
I do not know yet because that is a personal thing for the president, you know, security advisor yan. And I actually that resignation letter was not coursed through me because it's a personal well, they have a personal thing dyan. Kung ayaw ni presidente tanggapin, it's up to him.
How about Secretary Gubo Teodoro po?
Ay, hindi rin. Gusto mo bang lamunin tayo? No?
So yung po tatlo, dinicline na po ng Pangulo.
Yeah, definitely. Declined na yan.
Thank you very
po.
much. Thank you very much, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, Honorable Undersecretaries. Thank you very much. We now turn over the floor to Secretary J.C. Ruiz.
Thank you to the Malacanang Press Corps. And by the way, your IDs are ready. We will now distribute your IDs. But of course, the accreditation will still continue. Ayusin na lang natin yung, we'll talk about it. Mike? Sorry? Ano yun? Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. No. We will give information as soon as we get it also. Thank you very much.